Westgate has always been more than just a school to me. It wasn't only classrooms and lockers, a gym or a band room. It was the place I went every morning to be with my friends. We spent the day together, studying, laughing, and growing. It was a place where I learned to speak in French and German and read in math and music. Westgate helped me grow a foundation of faith that I continue to build and stand on in my later life. But when I look back on it all, what I was really learning about at Westgate was me. I am Westgate Mennonite Collegiate. Join us.
Hi, I'm Megan Clausen-Wiebe, and I graduated from Westgate in 2006, and I am a farmer. My first memory of Westgate would have been starting out in a homeroom class and not really knowing anybody. There weren't a lot of kids from my church that were in grade 7 with me, but sitting down beside someone and noticing that they had pictures of cats on their binder, and being a cat lover, I commented on it and we became fast friends for the rest of our time at Westgate. I think that Westgate instilled in me a sense of social justice and recognizing that as a Christian there are areas where we need to be looking beyond ourselves and concerned about the state of the world and the state of other people in the world, particularly through groups like Peer Support Group, which I was a part of. That sense of social justice is what drove me eventually to become interested in food justice and then farming, and that has brought me to work at the CMU farm and teach people about small-scale sustainable agriculture.
Hi, I'm Kurt Neustetter. I graduated in 1984 from Westgate, and I currently run a painting and wall covering business in the city of Winnipeg. Westgate has really evolved from when I went there. I think it's gotten 10 times better. It was a good school back then, but I look at it now and I'm amazed by the people that have come out of Westgate. I've hired some of them as helpers in the summer. The programs they have there now create such well-rounded kids. It's quite amazing, and that's why I decided I want to send my kids there. This past weekend we were at the Cyclothon and we did a victory lap, and there were 7 of us from the class of '84. And it was interesting, as we cycled around the park, we've all gone in different directions, but we've been shaped by a common element, Westgate. And even after 30 years, when we get together, we have that bond.
Hi, I'm Marla Langwatz. I graduated in 1983, and presently I'm the pastor of Sargent Avenue Mennonite Church. When I was a student at Westgate, and when I'm, as a high school student, I think maybe the most tangible way we experienced, or I experienced God, was in community. So whether it was the community in my home church, which is still this church, or whether it was a community at Westgate, that was a tangible expression of God's goodness in my life. I learned about the sincerity and the passion of Anabaptist faith at Westgate in Mennonite history, which kind of drew me, claimed me. That, I think, propels me, at least to some extent, in my work now.
Ingrid Clausen. I attended Westgate for 6 years. I graduated in '79, so back in the day, it was really small, really intimate. That's what I loved about it. The path that I took in becoming a nurse allowed me to give to the community here in Winnipeg as well as abroad, so it's allowed me the opportunity to travel to some really interesting places like Africa and Asia and Latin America, where I've been able to go on mission trips. Westgate has encouraged me to remember where I came from and has helped me to think of others, has helped me to see the world in a broader sense. We've all reaped the benefits of graduating from a place that has encouraged us to be the people that we want to be.
What really excites me as an educator is where students, after some years of sitting in classes and in chapels and being in conversation with their teachers and their classmates, decide that they can do something to make the world a better place. One example that of late is where a group of students saw a need at a school that brought new Canadians to Canada, and these students were not ready for school yet. St. Aidan's is where our students now volunteer, and they go there on a monthly basis for activities that range from skating to crafts to language acquisition. And this didn't come from a teacher or a principal. These students simply conceived this on their own, and I know that as they continue past high school, that kind of thinking where they are doing the right things for the right reasons, and I hope because Jesus Christ has taught them to do that, that they are, again, those hands of God in this earth.
Westgate will remain located on the banks of its riverside home. The school's future needs will be met by smart and attractive redevelopment design that will incorporate features of the existing campus while advancing the school forward into the modernized era. A sunlit atrium will greet students, parents, and guests upon arrival. This area will also feature a new elevator allowing easy access to every floor on campus in the future. The overall design will create more comfortable and effective working spaces, increased accessibility, and improved social environments that will enrich the lives of our students and larger Westgate community. Westgate will have dedicated spaces for the award-winning band and choir students. The newly renovated Westgate will also house new spaces for a junior science lab and a brand new state-of-the-art fitness center for our athletic programs and increased healthy student living. As Westgate moves forward, our renovations will work to enhance the unique school and community culture for which Westgate has always been known, continuing to equip our students to become active, contributing citizens of the world.
Sharing is not that difficult when you really see the results and you see that you're helping kids for the future. There's an old saying that says, an unselfish man is one who plants a tree under whose shade he knows he will never sit.
We have an appreciation for needing to share.
There was a time in the 80s when we built the gymnasium and had a bit of an operating deficit, but suddenly the school was over $1 million in debt and interest rates were 18%, and there was very little hope of saving it. So we got a group together and we raised funds vigorously. And just to show you how committed people were in those days, individuals who didn't have the cash actually went to the bank and borrowed money, paid it off monthly on their own, and gave the money to the school. They were so concerned that we would have no Westgate, and many people thought it wouldn't happen, but it did. And so I'm thoroughly convinced that we can do this again today as we did it then.
Having 4 kids going through Westgate and all having such different individual attributes and wonderful personalities, they've each been able to find different paths through Westgate. There are so many, I guess, branches that each child can hang on to and learn and grow within Westgate by our family donating. And it's definitely not just an individual thing, it's a family affair. It is absolutely uncomfortable to be sitting here in front of the camera and telling all of you why we're donating. But we're doing it because we really believe in Westgate. We believe what it stands for, and we believe in the future, and being optimistic people, I think that we are. We want to see Westgate evolve. So if you're willing and if you're able, as many of our pastors say, please give of your hearts freely, and let's continue to grow and develop this wonderful place we call Westgate.
It is pretty clear that what we do here with students is important. To have a redevelopment that will include a junior high science lab, an atrium that acts as a collecting spot not only for students but for the extended community, to be able to provide an elevator that will give access to students and for teachers and visitors of all ability. We now need a substantial commitment and pledge and contribution from our extended Westgate community to be able to provide for the education and the mission that we believe we have as a school for the students in the next few years and for students for 75, 100 years to come.
So join us.
So join us.
So join us.
Because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are.